And welcome back to SATAL 2021. I'm your host, as always, Moltar. And we are here, Gold League's 4v4 VTAF against ECV56. That's right, we're back with Gold League. We're sticking with 4v4. We got some nice liveries to showcase. But to do that, we're going to check out the Supercut. If I could talk this morning. The Supercut followed by the Skin Showcase. And we will be in the sim Guadada taking on Mineral Voti. Pranov says it's night here. Well, you know, it's morning here. Maybe you need to be morning. Get on my level. Should I be on your level? I don't know. But it doesn't matter because it's SATAL time. Let's get to that Supercut and Skin Showcase. Here we go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're in the sim, and it sounds like VTAF Archer is turned off, so we're going to make sure that sound is working. I do hear Fortinero in his F-16, so he is working. Let's check out who is flying what today in this matchup, VTAF against ECV56. VTAF is Archer, Grasshopper, Jake, and Zachrix, 4 F-16s. Then moving on to ECV56, we have Fortinero, Praetorian, Machine, and Chueco. So 3 more 16s and a 14. So the 14 is the only blemish in an all-16 symmetrical matchup. Is that going to give ECV56 enough of an advantage? They are going to go down in the SA, but they're going to go up in the distance that they can engage their targets from. So looking forward to that. Here is Praetorian in his F-14. Doesn't sound like he's turned on yet. I can hear the F-16s over there from Chueco and Machine. So they are moving. Anything coming from Guadada with Archer and Jack? No, nothing yet. So these guys are just getting spooled up. Here is the overlay, getting all that ready to rock and roll. Looks like Fortinero is taxiing out from the parking spot that he was just in onto the runway. I think this is directly onto the runway. Nope, taxiway, because there's Praetorian over there, and then behind him we've got Chueco and Machine taxiing in. We're going to bring up split screen so we can see both of these guys. I don't know when VTAF is going to spool up. They're not spooled up yet. Maybe they're spooling up now? Not entirely sure. But Praetorian letting everybody taxi by. As they get ready to take off for their first round. Again, this is VTAF against ECV56 on the SATAL 2021 Gold League 4v4 matchup. Both teams, this is match 2. I want to say we're going to have to go back and look. How did they do in their first round? So first round, VTAF won over the Motley Crew, and ECV56 tied against What a Fuck. So VTAF has a win, and ECV56 has a tie in Gold League 4v4. So these teams should be pretty evenly matched, gauging by what we've seen so far. Taking a look at, again, who is flying in today's matchup. VTAF is represented by Archer, Grasshopper, Jack, and Zachrix. ECV56 Condor are Fortinero, Praetorian, Machine, and Chueco. And are these guys starting to spool? I think I hear some engines starting to come up. Nothing. Nothing. So they are not spooled yet. Maybe, is there an audio issue with this one? Let's find out. So audio, advanced properties, no, that should be working. Let me check a different camera. Why do I not have audio from camera 1? Should be working. Let's see. What would SATAL be without a problem? You know, what would SATAL be? Well, I can see that's working. Let's try. So we're on camera 1. Let's do this. There we go. Fixed it. So we do have audio from camera 1. It was turned off in OBS. Again, OBS hates me. OBS hates me. I like the F-16 canopy. In real life, they are tinted with gold. They are. I think the tint in gold is a glare reduction. Is that right? Would be my assumption is for what that gold is. I know the A-10 used to have it on its side windows. Good Lord turns down volume, realizes the city water running. At least that one wasn't my fault. You can put the gold tint on in settings. I usually take it off because I don't have a issue with glare. I like to see unimpeded. I don't like the reflections or anything on my canopies. Reduces RCS. Okay. So is that actually on the outside of the canopy? I would assume, Prenov? That's got to be on the outside. It's not on the inside. So if I turn that on in the game, am I going to be even more of a notch monster? Is that how that's going to work? VTAF is going to be at Guadata, whereas ECV56 is going to be coming out of Mineral Voti. Praetorian has made his way to the runway. I hear engine spooling. VTAF is taking off altogether. Jack is not rolling yet. There he goes. There goes the turkey feathers. So he's rolling now. And ECV56 is also rolling. Tomcat and Machine. So Praetorian and Machine have not taken off yet. There they go. They're rolling now. Off and going. But VTAF is much closer together. They didn't have a delayed departure. Jack coming into more of this echelon, not echelon, stinger. If he stays back here, we'll have to see if this is where he's going to stay. Meanwhile, ECV56 has more of a slight delay, like two ships going on, so Machine and Praetorian are probably rocking together. And then Chueco and Fortinero are rocking together up in the lead. Reminder, ECV56 is going to have a bit of a range advantage with Praetorian in the Tomcat and those 6 AIM-54s, more than likely Mark 60s. We have seen some teams take combinations of the AIM-54 Charlie and the AIM-54 Alpha Mark 60s. So we'll just have to see if that's what they were going to do. I'd like to see Mark 60s every day of the week instead of people relying on the smokeless motor and less performance. I like the power that the Mark 60 brings to the table. Navy Doc, what the fuck is a tough team to kill? Yeah, what the fuck up with that? Haha, haha. Get it? That was dumb. That's the dad in me. Anyway, this is what the mission location looks like. It is Guadata against Mineral Voti. So VTAF taken off from Guadata, ECV56 off from Mineral Voti, and they are ingressing to the bullseye. So mountains and high hills could very well be an issue. How did ECV56 tie? No birds land. I think that's what ended up happening, Stuck, was they weren't able to land in that round. I think it went down to guns, and they weren't able to make it back. The ones that magically jumped into your pants, Rancher, I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. Probably not educated enough to understand that joke. VTAF looks like they're separating here a little bit. Grasshopper and Zachrix are, how far apart are they? Grasshopper and Zachrix are going to be 5 miles apart. Jack and Archer are much, much closer. Here's them on the in-game screen. So they're about a mile apart, I would say, Jack and Archer. Meanwhile, up to the north for ECV56, we have a break-off. Chueco's heading off to the west. Ford and Arrow Machine are in tandem, flying ahead and behind one another. And Praetorian's also breaking off. So Praetorian also going off to the right, or to the west, excuse me, his right. Interesting. Maybe they're trying to do a box where Ford and Arrow and Chueco are going to be the leads, and Machine and Praetorian are going to be the trails. I still really want to see Praetorian and the F-14 be aggressive, and Praetorian is a very good F-14 pilot. Now, I do want to ask, who is Praetorian's Rio? Because this is important. Who's Praetorian's Rio? The 54 having its jump. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's aneurysm issues. We'll have to see. It probably will. Hopefully that'll get fixed one day. It's not nearly as bad as it used to be, but it is still a prevalent problem. So, Grasshopper, Zachrix leading the way. Oh, no, Jack is probably on an equal playing field with Zachrix, and he's flying east of Archer. So everybody from VTAF pretty close together, but ECV56 has gotten a little bit separated, and they look like they've moved into a box, 9 miles separating horizontally these guys as they come in. So moving and taking a look at Ford and Arrow, here he is with a trailing Machine back there in another 16. This is all 16s, reminder, with the exception of Praetorian and his Rio, who are going to be in F-14s. So all 16 matchup, which really means this is going to come down to, more than likely, who is the better pilot. So similar aircraft. One aircraft out of the 8 is different. So when that happens, it's almost always who is the better pilot, because they're flying the same machine. So Ford and Arrow driving to the AO. Jack for VTAF also driving to the AO. And Jack's going to be back center. So we've got this lead from Ogie or Grasshopper and a trailer back here, a trailing wall. Jack in the center, Archer to the northwest, and Zachrix to the southeast. So we're going to pick up Grasshopper here. Here is Grasshopper. That's not an ingress song. Get out of here. Here is Grasshopper as he continues to ingress. Diving now down from altitude. Interesting. I wonder why he's getting low. Maybe trying to spoof his location because these 3 guys are staying low. Hopefully he can hide from the AWACS being down this low. He is in the hills. Everybody's still on internal fuel. So if he's able to hide, he may be able to pop up and make something happen. That usually isn't the case. And now he's coming back up. So sacrifices all of his altitude to go low, and now coming back up. Interesting. I see this just as a waste of fuel. So not sure why Grasshopper's doing this. Praetorian and Chueco now are back onto a westward approach. And Ford and Arrow Machine are headed down to the south. So lots of separation. 25 miles separating the northern and southern 2 ships for ECV56. That is worrisome. There is going to be no mutual support in these 2 ships for ECV56. As I say that, VTAF looks like they're doing a similar thing, but Archer now breaking back to the south. So Ford and Arrow is probably going to be our first guy into combat, and we'll flip over to him. So Ford and Arrow coming in onto Grasshopper. Grasshopper on the left, Ford and Arrow on the right. Grasshopper unleashing an AIM 120 onto Fortinero. Fortinero's at 19,000 feet, 460 knots. Doesn't know that AIM 120 is coming for him yet. Grasshopper immediately unsupports it. I'd like to see him support that missile into Pitbull, but looks like the missile is following INS to Fortinero's last known location. He gets the missile warning. Missile's 3.5 miles away, waits to get a 120 off of his own. I don't know how I feel about that shot. He's waiting. Grasshopper's already cold. Missile's within half mile. This thing is close. 0.3, 0.2, got danger close and just didn't have it where it counted or when it needed it to fly into Fortinero's aircraft. So Fortinero got really lucky there. Now flipping over and taking a look at Grasshopper. No, it's not on Grasshopper. That missile is actually going for Archer. So Archer defending here, dragging this 120. 120's down to Mach 1.5, 2.3 miles behind him. Doesn't look like it's going to be able to run him down. So both these guys able to get away from everything involved so far. Machine now putting a 120 out down here to the south on Grasshopper. Grasshopper inverted, looking to get a 120 off. He does indeed. Grasshopper exchanges with Machine from ECV56. These guys are both going to have to defend. Here they are. Machine breaking away. Much more aggressive defensive flying coming from Machine than Grasshopper. Grasshopper was a little bit higher. He's a little bit faster, though, so he's going to be okay getting away from it. Machine, missile on him is 3 miles away. No problem. Continuing there. Chueco now up to the north. And AIM 54 just flew by Jack. It is a C, so that's interesting. Jack now driving away from a 120 launched by Chueco. Now we've got a 120 down from Zachrix to the south from VTAF up onto Fortinero. So Fortinero launches a 120 of his own, and Machine just did the same. So Machine just launched a 120. There goes that one. Fortinero launched one onto Grasshopper, and Grasshopper's defending. And Zachrix is going to have to defend. So both these guys are having to defend. I don't think anything's really going on up to north. Praetorian just launched 2 AIM 54s, both of them at Grasshopper. So Praetorian and these AIM 54s, that could be a problem. They're delayed a little bit behind one another, and they're still burning. So here's those AIM 54s coming in towards Grasshopper. And the reason I think these may be a problem is because if Grasshopper notches one, he's not going to be able to perfectly notch the other one. So that delay, the double shot onto Grasshopper, could very well cause major problems for Grasshopper. And they're coming. They're not notched yet. Here comes the lead, AIM 54. He's now trying to break away and out-energy them. Is he going to be able to make it? I don't think so. It jogs into the rear of Grasshopper's aircraft, and that is going to be it. Grasshopper is the first casualty for VTAF. Praetorian with the double shot makes him pay, and now we've got Zachrix, the 120, right next to him. So he's able to notch that one. Zachrix able to get away from it. But great shot from Praetorian, putting that delayed double launch onto Grasshopper and makes it count. Love that shot. Now we've got Machine trying to run down Zachrix. Here's Machine. He's got Archer coming in headlong, low to high. No, Archer's very high. So Archer's at 18,000 feet. Machine nose down at 10,000 feet. Archer just unleashed a 120. That's going to be coming in onto, is it on Machine? I can't tell. I think it actually might be on Fortinero. It's flying over Machine. Here is Fortinero, and he's not defending yet. Is it on Machine? I can't tell. That one was actually on Machine, and Machine was able to get away from it. So Machine able to get away from that missile. Archer, meanwhile, continuing to press. Recommits back in. He's coming in onto Fortinero. Fortinero is much lower, and I don't think he has a chance in hell at getting away from this missile. Where is it? There it is. Half mile. Fortinero's gone. Fortinero gets deleted. Great shot from Archer. And Machine recommits directly in onto Zachrix and Archer. So that's who we're riding along with. Machine just unloaded a 120. That's going to be coming up onto Archer. Archer needs to go into some type of defensive maneuver. Here's Archer diving down. Missile is behind him. Oh! And then Jack just ripped his wings off. So Jack rips his wings off. That is unfortunate. And that is a new feature that was put in the last update. You can over-G virtually every aircraft in the lineup. So F-18s, F-16s, you can over-G everything. And Jack does just that. Rips his wings off and takes himself out of the fight. So Zachrix now coming in, trying to run down Machine and Chueco. Chueco head-on with Zachrix. Archer now has a possible AIM-54 coming for him. Here is Archer. And no, those two AIM-54s are not tracking. Zachrix just launched an AIM-120 up at Chueco, I think. And Chueco needs to drive away from that. Here is that missile as it comes in towards its target. No, it wants the ground. It wants to make love to the ground, and it does just that and gets taken down. Zachrix, he's got a 120. He drove that into the ground. Revisiting it with him. Can we see the missile detonation? No. He gets away from it. So guys continue to defend well. Archer now with the 120 coming from Machine on him. He waits to get a missile off of his own, but that missile's 4 miles away. I don't know that he's going to get away from this one. Diving to the ground. He may be able to run it into the ground. Getting low, getting low, getting low. Missile's a mile away. Into the ground it goes. So Archer with the great split-ass maneuver there to get away from that. Machine now having to drive away from a missile from Archer 1.2 miles behind him. 600 knots on Machine. I think he's going to be okay to get away from that. Yeah, he's outrunning it. No problem. Now we've got Praetorian coming in the F-14. Can he get another kill? Here is Praetorian. He's got no AIM-54s left. 2 AIM-9s left on his jet. Trying to drive in. AIM-120 out from Archer. Here's that 120 onto Praetorian. We're going to put that onto split screen here now. So 120 onto Praetorian. Praetorian in the F-14. And then Zachrix trying to get a merge on down to the south with Machine. And the 120 goes into the ground. So we're going to revisit with Zachrix as he comes in, tries to make something happen down here to the south. Zachrix committing onto Machine. We can see Machine on padlock. So Machine and Zachrix are now merged. And we're going to put them on views there. And I think I saw a missile hit. I don't think Machine went down, though. And then we've got a missile coming out onto Archer. Archer needs to be careful. Is he going to be able to get away from this 120? Yes! He was able to notch it. And we've got Chueco gets away from a 120. But the thing we need to watch is the merge here between Machine and Zachrix. Machine and Zachrix in the merge, in the twisties. Trying to make something happen. I don't think missiles are on either of these aircraft. They're down to guns only. And then we've got Archer. So Archer is in the top left screen, and we've got the merge padlock views on the others, plus Tackview. Now we've got Praetorian committing in onto Archer. Does he see him? So there's Praetorian 3.5 miles over to the right. Merge still continuing between Zachrix and Machine. Zachrix may have a shot here. So may have Machine. No. They break the stalemate, or not the stalemate, but they get really close, but aren't able to quite make it work. And Archer committing, trying to make something happen on Praetorian. Chueco now head on with Archer, and I saw Zachrix rip the wing off of Machine with M61, so Zachrix makes it count when it matters, but Machine is still in the air. Is he going to be able to pull up? No. So Machine goes down to Zachrix, and we're going to put 2 here on Archer. Still staying in the third perspective. So Zachrix and Archer against Praetorian and Chueco. And I think we actually need to move over to Chueco. Chueco now head on with Archer. Zachrix trying to make something happen down here to the south now against Praetorian. Is there an AIM-9 off from Praetorian? Do they see each other? Was that AIM-61? AIM-9 off from Praetorian, and it slams into Zachrix. And now we've got the merge between Chueco and Archer finds himself with Chueco all over his 6. Praetorian now trying to come back in and turn this 1v1 into a 2v1. So 1 mile behind is Chueco behind Archer, and I don't think any missiles are left. 120 actually just comes off from Archer onto Praetorian. AIM-9 off from Praetorian. Is Praetorian going to be able to get away from this 120? 1 mile, tries to nudge it. I don't think he's got it, and it gets taken down. Praetorian goes down. So while Archer is being pursued, he's able to take down Praetorian, and we're down to a 1v1, guns only. Who's coming out on top? Archer's going to have to force him to overshoot without giving him a guns opportunity. Energy state, 380 knots for Archer. 300 knots for Chueco. So Archer definitely has the degrees going in his favor. Fuel is about the same. This is the first merge, ladies and gentlemen, we have ever seen. Oh, what a shot! What a shot from Chueco. He snipes the pilot out of the aircraft. And Chueco takes it for ECV56. That thing went down to the wire. What a round. What a round that was. Well, the nice thing, G.I. Joe, is you can relive it in Tackview. So we're going to look through this in Tackview. Lots of stuff happened. I think we were able to catch most of the action. This is where things really start to get going. Praetorian with the double launch of the AIM-54s. Grasshopper doesn't trust the notch. He doesn't trust it. We can see him try to get into it. He's still getting the missile warnings. Has that oh shit moment, breaks out of the notch, and the AIM-54s are like, and they run him down. Explosives are in the cockpit, something you never want to see. Grasshopper, first casualty. Praetorian gets the mark on his jet with the first kill. Both guys being very, very aggressive, getting in very, very close. Next is Archer coming against Ford and Arrow. Machine does a very good job of getting away from and notching that 120 launch from Archer. Archer then immediately recommits onto Ford and Arrow. And the problem here is I think Ford and Arrow just never sees Archer. He's committed onto Zachrix, doesn't see Archer. There's too much of an altitude disparity between these guys. 10,000 to 5,000 high to low launch. If Ford and Arrow is not able to get into the notch, he is done for, and he gets obliterated by Archer's 120. Fence post, great shot from Archer. I like the early recommit and the aggressiveness coming out of Archer in that situation. Nice job. So they equalize it. We're now down to 3v3. Jack then says, guys, I don't even need a missile. Let me just take myself out. Rips his wings off. Very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate in that scenario. Just dual loads his structure. Guys, this is something you need to pay attention to. Do not, when you're doing high G loading on your aircraft, dual load your flight surfaces. What do I mean by that? Do not pull and roll at the same time. You are going to overload your jet and you will rip a wing off. This is something, if you flew the flanker, you would learn. Do not roll and pull at the same time when you are pulling max G. You are going to make something catastrophically happen that is more than likely going to result in your death. Because I don't know if you know this, the ground is not soft. And when your body hits it, it's going to go splat. Okay? So Jack finds that out the hard way. Rips his own wing off. Archer against Machine. Machine able to get away from that one. Next kill is going to be Zachrix on Machine down here to the south. And this is, again, Zachrix, because Zachrix does not turn away. VTAF with the aggression. I love it. Machine then recommits into an already hot bandit. He gonna die. Gets lucky on the 120, forces into a merge, and he gets to the merge because he's lucky. That 120 should have killed him. I don't know why it doesn't track him. Just flies. Oh, it does hit him. So a little bit of desync right there. Machine actually should be dead, but still alive. And I think he's able to take down Zachrix in that merge. Yeah, so Machine gets taken down by Zachrix. Praetorian then comes in from the north, splats Zachrix with an AIM-9, recommits, and then Archer, the god he is, takes the 120, says, I got this, while being chased. able to sort Praetorian and take him out, spoofs the AIM-9, and Praetorian actually gets really lucky that AIM-9 doesn't pick up Chueco. Gets really lucky this AIM-9, I think it's actually trying, doesn't pick up and kill Chueco. Chueco then, for a while, follows Archer around and finally snipes Archer when he's presented the opportunity, giving ECV56 the round win, sending us to round 2. What a round! If the match is like this, I'm going to be dead tired by the end of this, guys. If it continues to be like this, we are in for a sweet ride. Hang around, rounding on these guys to get ready to rock and roll. And they should be doing just that here momentarily. Who is flying in today's matchup? Well, we can take a look at the overlays here again. VTAF is being represented by Archer, Grasshopper, Jack, and Zachrix. Grasshopper was the first casualty in that one. Archer went to the end, but finally succumbed to Chueco with this snipe of 20 mil that took his pilot out. What a shot that came from Chueco there at the end to give ECV56 the match win. And then ECV56 has got Fortinero, Praetorian, Machine, and Chueco. And by golly, that F-14 did something. Got 2 kills. The Tomcat is here to play. I love it. Too often we see the Tomcat be like, I want to shoot from far away. And they don't make anything happen. Praetorian is here to rack them up. Got 2 kills to his name already. Can anybody stay with the kitty? Or is he claws out for the remainder of this matchup? Can ECV56 close out VTAF in 2 rounds? How are they going to do it? How is it going to go? That was a very evenly matched round between VTAF and ECV56. One of the closest all year. Closest all year that we have seen. Just came out in round 1. VTAF against ECV56. It was nuts. If you guys missed round 1, you've got to go back and watch it. Crazy. Craziness ensued, and it is well worth checking it out. It goes down to the wire, and that round could have gone either way. Archer did a damn good job getting it down to a 1v1. Should be taking off here any moment now. Three merges, says Shifty Mover. I didn't count them, but damn, there were a lot. In Amram we trust, in Desync we hate. Dude, Desync sucks. And if that engagement between Zachrix and Machine could have gone differently, the match could have gone differently, but unfortunately, it is the DCS way, and there's not much we can do about it at the end of the day. So these guys are departing. Grasshopper leading them out for VTAF. Praetorian now taking off, and they did switch sides, so VTAF is going to be at Mineral Voti, and ECV56 is going to be at Guadada. ECV56 is taken off in the direction of the oceans. They're going to have to turn around. They're going to be a little bit delayed heading into the bubble. VTAF goes straight in out of Mineral Voti. This is what the engagement zone looks like. So you guys the overlay now. This is what the engagement zone looks like. ECV56 coming out of the southwest. VTAF coming out of the northeast towards Bullseye. Mountains are a factor, though they didn't really do anything in round 1. Are AIM-7s allowed on the Hornet? Indeed they are. You can take whatever it is you want, as long as it's not an AIM-9X or a ground weapon. If it's not one of those two, you're good to go. This is what the battle area looks like. If you guys want to take a look at what the bubble looks like, here is the bubble in the zone. I'll give you guys the satellite view because I hate the altitude map. I need to Oh, that's the wrong button. Go to satellite. Go to satellite. There we go. So this is what the bubble area looks like. This bubble, once contested, will shrink a mile a minute. We have not seen it be a huge factor. Teams were like, oh my God, I can't do this. We're going to get pushed out by the bubble. Moltar, how could you do that? Well, I think people overreacted. So it's not been a factor. I think it has forced people to be more aggressive. It has forced people to not play these stupid fuel games. And I think it's worked out really, really great. Still salty about the nuke. What about a kill streak system? Get 4 kills, get the nuke. Oh, is that what we're doing now? Is that what we're doing now? But if you get 4 kills in a round, you might as well have killed the entire team. So you're effectively nuking yourself. Is that what you want to do? I mean, if you do, great. I'd like to see that. Hey, guys, we got the nuke. Let me kill our whole team. VTAF is significantly closer to bullseye. It's for spectacle. Maybe. You know, I maybe 1% have allowed it if the nuke didn't look like butt in the game. I don't even know that it renders anything, does it? Does it look better? I haven't seen a nuke in years inside of DCS. Does it look okay, or does it still look like butt? I can't fault DD for that, because who gets in DCS to drop nukes? I mean, what's the point? Why? Still need to use it. We should come up with a new animation where it's just like a big, giant telephone pole falling from the sky that just ramrods everything into the ground. That should be the new animation for the nuke. Well, people used to, before integrity check was a thing, people used to mod it onto their jet and just nuke everything. Why that was fun, I don't know. I don't understand people that want to do stuff like that, where they want to cheat because it doesn't prove anything. Oh man, I nuked you. Ha ha ha. I don't know. Does anybody know why you would have that mindset? What about a giant foot that just drops from the clouds and stomps each jet? Yeah, but I'm partial if it was a telephone pole. Gives you the victory. If that's all you want, OnlyFans, if that's all you're going for, is the victory, I guess, but it's just meaningless. Like, what is victory if it's empty? It doesn't mean anything if you didn't do anything. Trolling, says Londart? Yeah, maybe. You're probably right. It is just about trolling. That is true. Let me make sure that that's on. Yep. Make sure that this one's on. Yep. So these guys are continuing to ingress. Reminder that ECV56 is up 1-0 over VTAF in the round 1 that went the distance. Is a Moab an AG telephone pole? Dude. Yes, I'm still waiting for somebody to put in their livery package, if they can do it. Maybe I need to do it here in the sim, where the AIM-54 looks like a telephone pole. That'd be dope. We need to make that happen. Or if somebody made their livery for the F-14 Tomcat look like a electrical truck with a boom and stuff on it to deal with the overhead electrical wires, and their guy in the cockpit looks like an electrician. Yeah, that's what we should do. People who can't handle losing? Yeah, that's probably right. AIM-54 out from Grasshopper. That one's going to be on to Chueco. Chueco. See what he does with the defense. Grasshopper does not like to support these missiles. He immediately breaks away and gets the hell out of Dodge. So doesn't like to support him. Chueco's over Mach 1, Mach 1.1 with the AMRAAM coming at him. He's continually dropping countermeasures. Guys, this doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything. I mean, maybe he notches it and gets away from it, but he's used so much chaff. Just out-energy it when the missile's that far away. There's no reason to use chaff when the missile launch was that far away. Just out-energy the incoming threat. Save the countermeasures for when you have to notch a missile. Okay? And he notched that over Mach 1, so that was something to behold. Machine. Now picking stuff up to the north for ECV56, coming in against Archer. He's at 25,000 feet at Mach 1.3. So Archer may have a pretty good shot here. Archer on screen with Machine in the pit. Machine now breaks away, doesn't bother to launch anything. Archer still coming in from altitude, 25,000 feet, Mach 1.25 now. Machine has broken away. Forward and narrow has recommitted where Machine has left off. So forward and narrow going to triple view now. Forward and narrow on the upper right in his F-16. He is at Mach 0.9 against Archer, who's now at Mach 1.15 at 20,000 feet. Is forward and narrow going to launch on him? He's at a pretty good launching perspective here. 12 miles. Wait. Forward and narrow launched. Wait. Okay, now you have to defend. Don't bother to launch. It's not worth it. Oh, why did you launch? Forward and narrow. He's just going to get away from it. He's just going to get away from it. You should have just waited. So we're going to put both of these guys on the split screen so you guys can see them. They're both defending incoming AMRAAMs, and they're both going to get away from him without a care in the world. Archer's going to drive his into the ground. Forward and narrow's just going to drive away from his. Here's forward and narrow. Missiles 2.5 miles behind him. Under Mach 1.5. He recognizes, hey, my missile's out of energy. I can recommit. And he's doing just that. So if you get launched on, you've got to defend. Don't just put a missile out there just for the hell of it. It's not going to do anything. There's no reason to do that. Save your weapons. Zachrix and Chueco now exchanging missiles. Let's take a look at Chueco's weapon. So here's the AMRAAM coming from Chueco onto Zachrix. It's at 1,200 knots and into the ground it goes. Boom! See you later. There goes that weapon. Chueco now defending. Taking a look at him. So Chueco driving away from a 120. I just saw a weapon out from Praetorian. It was an AIM-54. But I don't see it on screen. It looks like it went in the ground. Forward and narrow. Now having to deal with Archer and Jack up to the north. He's got 5 sticks left, 6 sticks left on his jet. So I like that he's being conservative with his weapons. Chueco now in the center of this engagement area, trying to drive in against Zachrix. Ogie now double launching 120s onto Praetorian and Chueco. Here's Praetorian down to the south. And that camera is very, very slow. There we go. So that's picked back up. He's launched an AIM-54 up there at a Grasshopper, but that goes into the ground. Zachrix notching a 120 as it flies over his head from Machine. Machine had a missile get really close to his jet, but he's able to get away from that one. And teams have seemingly reset. ECV56 is much more spread out. I'm worried about their mutual support they're going to be able to provide. Zachrix now launching a 120 up onto Forward and Narrow. Here's Forward and Narrow as he goes into defensive. And Zachrix needs to defend as this missile's getting really close. Is he going to be able to notch it? Yes. He gets away from that one, and Forward and Narrow drives his, and he's got enough energy to outrun that incoming threat. Jack now head on with Chueco. Jack is climbing. I like that he's climbing 11,000 feet. Chueco's going to be a little bit below him, I think. Nope, co-altitude, launches at 120. These guys are exchanging from about 6 miles. And Jack's going to be able to drive the missile from Chueco into the ground. Not sure what Chueco's going to do here against his incoming threat. Is he going to drive it in the ground? No, he's already too low. He's just going to out-energy that missile as it comes in. And we've got a missile coming in onto Machine from Zachrix. Zachrix now defending. He's okay. Jack recommitting. I love the aggressiveness from VTAF, recognizing that they don't have a threat or they've trashed their threat, and then they recommit. So Jack coming in onto Forward and Narrow, I think. Forward and Narrow here on split screen. Forward and Narrow flying north to south. And I think the one we actually need to look at is Machine, who is recommitted in onto Jack. Jack co-altitude with Machine. They both exchange 120s. This is going to come down to who can defend better. 4.5 miles was this launch. Both guys are defending. Half-mile missile's going to impact machine. He goes down. Jack, did he run in his? Jack ran his into the ground. So Jack able to defend. Great job from him. Gets the early kill against Chueco. Aim 54 I just saw come off from Praetorian. And that's going to be from the south. Praetorian has been away from the battle area for a while, and it actually wasn't Chueco that got hit, it was Machine. So Chueco now defending a missile coming from Grasshopper. He line of sights it. He's able to get away from that one. And then we've got Grasshopper defending. No, it's on Jack. So Jack running away from a 120 that was launched at him. Going back to Chueco. Chueco coming up over this hill, flying map of the earth a little bit here. Coming in, back in against Grasshopper. Grasshopper head on with Chueco, launches a 120 over the top of his maneuver. And now we've got Chueco, who's in a bit of trouble here with the AMRAAM coming in from altitude. 1 mile, half mile, able to notch it. But is he going to be able to pull up? That's a cliff. Chueco, cliff, tree, goodbye, Chueco, as he slams into the ground. Chueco is gone. And now it's Fortinero, a 1v4 up here to the north. Praetorian is so far away down to the south. I'm worried about him. He's so far out of the fight. Can he make anything happen? Fortinero launches an AIM 120. That one looks like it's going to be at Jack. Jack looks like he's going to be able to line of sight it. Here's Jack against that AMRAAM. Not, oh man, that thing got danger close. Fortinero now in a merge with Archer and Grasshopper. Playing ring around the rosy here with Grasshopper and Archer. Finds a position. He needs to get a missile off. He's in a perfect shooting position. Does he just not see Archer? I don't think he does. Wrong camera, guys. I'm sorry. So Fortinero all over the 6 of Archer. The missile flies right by Archer. Non-combatant 120. Is he going to be a line of sight this one? Don't think so. I think Archer's going to go down. Here it comes. Oh, and it hits him. So Archer gets taken down. 120 off from Jack. That one looks like it's going to be on a Praetorian. Did Praetorian launch? Praetorian just launched onto someone, and Zachary gets taken down. Jack took down Praetorian. So who are we left with? Fortinero is all by himself in a 1v2. Fortinero in a 1v2 against Jack and Grasshopper. Grasshopper pressing against Fortinero. Fortinero doesn't have any missiles left. Grasshopper doesn't. Oh! And then out of nowhere, out of left field, Jack schmammers Fortinero all over the Georgian countryside. I didn't even see that missile come off, and he just gets hammered by the fence post from Jack. Great round by VTAF. I got to back up and look at the Tackview to see what the hell happened when Praetorian and all that stuff happened simultaneously. What went down there? So look how much closer VTAF is. Mutual support on point. They're so much closer they can mutually support each other. Praetorian's just like in another zip code down here to the south. I don't know what he's doing, but merge coming between Jack and Machine. Machine's going to get railroaded by the incoming 120. Jack able to notch it, gets out of dodge, scot-free. He's okay. Chueco then flies into the ground after defending a missile coming in from Grasshopper. There's the missile, and goodbye goes Chueco. So now we're down to a 4v2. Fortinero does an excellent job in this situation. 1v4. 1v4! He just doesn't launch. So he launches this 120. Save this, brother. You're launching on a cold bandit. Could have had an easy kill here. Easy kills here. And he just waits. And he gets unlucky. I don't know what the hell this AMRAAM was doing. Like, whoop! I don't see you. Peace out. Flies right by him. Takes another one to take down Archer. So wasted 3 AMRAMs in short succession. Now it's a 1v3. Praetorian comes in here, launches on Zachrix, aim 9, smashes him in the face, but then Jack able to take down Praetorian. Revenges his fallen brotherhood. And Fortinaro's the only one left, and he is up shit creek without a paddle. Tries to merge against Ogie, but the 120 from left field smacks him at home plate, and Fortinaro goes down. Now, Jack is pretty lucky that 120 didn't track his wingman of Grasshopper, but Fortinaro also doesn't have any missiles left, so he's a limited threat. Not sure how many Jack had left at that point, but VTAF able to come back, tie it up at 1. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Round 3, baby. It is here, and we are ready to rock and roll after some sublime competitive DCS action. This matchup between ECV56 and VTAF has been amazing. It has been a spectacle to watch. Things going back and forth, guys dying, avenging, guns kills, merges, missiles missing, missiles hitting. It's had it all. Is round 3 gonna be the pinnacle? That secret ingredient to the SATAL soup of the day? God, I hope so. VTAF able to come back in round 2 and bring the rain, getting out with 2 guys alive. Fortinaro got very unlucky with the 120s, misbehaving, signing the non-aggression pact, flying right by his intended targets, wasting some time. Praetorian comes in with the aim 9, gets blasted by Jack from the right, though he's able to take somebody down. How is today gonna go? How is it gonna go? Let's see once more who is flying. VTAF, Archer, Grasshopper, Jack, and Zachrix, 4 F-16s. Meanwhile, ECV56, Fortinaro, Praetorian, Machine, and Chueco. Praetorian in the only non-F-16 aircraft of the match. Only F-14, only non-AMRAM carrying jet of the day with those AIM-54s. Everyone else, 6 AMRAMs a jet. Him, 6 AIM-54s, 2 AIM-9s. How is it going to go? Really anxious to see. We have had 2 hell of mat rounds going into this. It has been awesome. It's been amazing. I really hope it continues. Now, this is the end-all, be-all round. There's nothing after this in this year's SATAL. If they don't finish it and nobody makes it home, it's a draw. Whoever wins this round, if somebody is able to win, is the winners of this match, VTAF against ECV56 in this Gold League 4v4. While these guys are getting ready to take off, quick shout-outs to the sponsors, Eagle Dynamics, Tackview, and Thrustmaster for making all of this possible. If you guys have any interest in any of their products, click the links in the description down below. These guys look like they are now taking off. While they are doing so, I need to refresh our overlay. Boom. Well, it is not refreshing. So we're not going to have an overlay for this one. Something's happened. I don't know if I loaded the wrong mission, but we're not going to have an overlay for this one. We'll have Tackview, but we won't have the normal overlay. So we're going to have to see what ends up happening here. I probably loaded the wrong mission, but we shall see. These guys are now ingressing. VTAF again out of Guadata like they were in round 1. ECV56 out of Mineral Voti. We have seen Mineral Voti win twice. Twice in a row. Nobody has won out of Guadata yet. Will this be the round that it reverses? Can VTAF win at Guadata? VTAF Jack climbing up through 10,000 feet, 420 knots. Separation between the teams should be just over 100 miles. I think, in my opinion, VTAF, it's their round to win. They won the last round. They've got the momentum. They've got the morale. It is their match to lose. Everything rides with them. They've got the advantage. In my opinion, if you win the previous round, that is huge. Now, if ECV56, to counter that, if they're able to get the first kill, they're going to nullify that advantage. If VTAF gets the first kill, by golly, it might as well be over. Fortinero and Chueco in 2 F-16s. Last round and in previous rounds, we have seen VTAF be hugely aggressive, recommitting immediately after trashing incoming threats. ECV56 was very aggressive in round 1, but they lost part of that aggression in round 2. Ribbon Blue, thank you for the Tier 1 sub. Been here for 15 months. Much appreciated. They still got a ways to fly here. Still got a ways to go. 15,000 feet for ECV56 for 2 of their guys. Praetorian, 26,000 feet. Grasshopper, Jack, Archer, 30-some thousand feet. Zacharys is the only one low, under 20,000 feet at 17. Grasshopper's also very fast at Mach 1.1. In order for ECV56, I think, to win this round, they have got to be aggressive. They have got to come out and recommit after trashing incoming threats. If they get separated like they did in round 2, and they allow themselves to be forced cold and not recommit immediately when they see an opening, they're gonna get hammered by VTAF. VTAF has shown that their aggression works, and their ability to see when a threat is trashed gives them a massive advantage against their opponent. We saw that in round 2. Multiple times we've seen Archer trash a threat, immediately recommit. Looks like VTAF is going to be first to bullseye. So if they do play aggressive and the match does go a little bit longer, ECV56 could find themselves pushed up against the bubble. And unlike previous years, if you leave the bubble in this one, you are dead. There's not, oh, I left, I can go RTB. No, you're dead. Dead, mother trucker. There's no coming back. You leave the bubble, you blow up. So if VTAF is able to use this advantage of being closer to the center of the bubble, which means they have more space behind them than ECV56, and they have shown that they are the more aggressive team, if they're able to utilize that aggression and really press ECV56 and the round goes late, they're going to be at a massive advantage because the bubble edge is going to act like a 5th pilot, a 5th player. AIM 54 out from Praetorian. There it goes. Headed up, and away. It's a Mark 60. Praetorian has taken a mixture of Cs and Mark 60s. There goes another Mark 60. He is at 40,000 feet. Is he over Mach 1? No. So I'd like to see him faster. He's probably through those tanks. Like to see him faster, cleaner. Get rid of those belly tanks. AIM 54s. 54,000 feet, Mach 5, baby. This one's still accelerating. Looks like one's coming down onto, are they tracking anyone? This one looks like it wants to be a satellite. I can't tell. Let's grab them. So here is the lead one. Just had its aneurysm. And here is the trail one. So both these missiles coming down from altitude. Lead AIM 54 is at 1700 knots. Trailer's at 1900 knots. I'm going to fix, nope, that looks good. So they're coming down, tracking their targets. Looks like on Grasshopper and Archer. And both those guys are taking early preventative defensive action. Shouldn't have any problems there with the incoming telephone poles. And that means that Praetorian is down to 4 AIM-54. So he's used 2. He's got 4 left. What's going to happen? Is that going to be a problem going later into this round? Both teams launching from much greater distances. This is a lot of times what we see in third rounds, is that teams have a tendency to not want to be as aggressive as they were in the past, because first kills usually mean you're going to lose the round. First kills usually mean things are going to go badly. Or first deaths, excuse me. So teams have a tendency to fly a little more defensive in third rounds, which is what we're seeing right now. Fortinero here, F-16, lead pilot for ECV56, being way down south. Archer, meanwhile, for VTAF, trying to come in and be the lead guy for their side. VTAF climbing. VTAF Archer, 27,000 feet. Fortinero, 17,000 feet. Meanwhile, we've got another combatant coming in from the north for ECV56. It's Chueco launching onto Archer. Archer is going to have to descend here. 28,000 feet for him. Missile from Chueco was fired from about 25,000 feet at Mach 1. Archer now descending. No launch from Fortinero. I like that he didn't see anything he wanted. Coming down from altitude. 120 is at 30,000 feet. Descending now onto Archer. Can we see it yet? That is the question. No, not yet. So it's going to be somewhere behind him. Missiles at 18,000 feet. He's at 9. 5 miles behind him is that 120 Mach 1.8. Archer's at Mach 1.25. He's going to be able to, okay, getting away from that incoming threat fired by Chueco. Going back to Tackview so we can see everything that's going on. Multiple 120s out from Jack down to the south. Those are going to be, look like they're going to be on to Fortinero or Machine. But we're going to ride along with Praetorian in his F-14 because he may be in a position where he can launch something. Nope. Decides I'm not going to launch anything and breaks away, maybe getting a missile warning from the incoming Jack 120. Meanwhile, Fortinero going into the notch. Here's Fortinero in the notch, low, conservative, 500 knots at 12,000 feet, not in gate. So he's just trying to stay away from that AMRAM. AMRAM's at Mach 1.2 or 2.2, and it's not on Fortinero. It's actually on Machine. So Machine drives away. Machine, you have your gear down. I don't know that he realizes that he has his gear down. Maybe he's trying to bleed airspeed to pull up. He did get very low. He's worried. Oh, tree! Good Lord! Did that get close? So Machine needs to recognize that he's got his gear down. Get that airspeed up. He's probably wondering, God, why am I not accelerating? What is going on here? But his gear is indeed down. And he is a flying air brake right now. So he's not going to be able to accelerate very well. Missile out from Fortinero. Fortinero's 120 is turning. Looks like it wants to go after Archer, but it's going to bleed a lot of speed. A lot of times I don't really advise launching missiles that off aspect because they have to expend a lot of energy going through that turn. And it looks like it is indeed going on to Archer. Archer split S-ing, getting the hell out of the way of that incoming AMRAM, and it's going to be out of juice by the time it gets close to him. AMRAM now coming from Jack. That one looks like, or from Fortinero, excuse me. That one's coming in on Jack, and he's going to be okay as he is plenty fast to defend against that 120. Good job there. AIM-54 now out from Praetorian. Let's ride along with that one. That's going to be a C variant. So it looks like Praetorian is utilizing the C AIM-54s in closer, but this one's not tracking, as I don't think it was supported. We've got a 120 coming from Grasshopper. We're going to move over and take a look at that one as it comes in onto Praetorian. Here's that 120 coming into Praetorian. Praetorian launches and waits to get another AIM-54 off. Praetorian goes and split S's. This missile's not going to be able to pull up. It's going to go into the ground. Here it comes, and goodbye, AIM-120. If it had a little bit more altitude to pull, probably would have gotten away with it, but just didn't. Praetorian made a good defensive maneuver there, able to out-energy the missile that was trying to chase him. ECV56, I don't think they're being anywhere near aggressive enough to make something happen in this round 3. Machine still has his gear down. Chad maneuver here coming from Machines. Like, what? I don't need energy. Check out this. Still got his gear down. trying to fly away. Chueco now launching a 120. That one's going to be on a Jack. Jack defending. Diving down from altitude. Just saw a missile come off from Machine. It's a wonder he can still launch AMRAAMs with his gear down like that. But missile now off from Machine. Zachrix is running. Look how aggressive Zachrix is being in this engagement. He's notching a missile that was off from Machine. That was the one that we saw Machine launch. He's now coming in, notching that incoming threat. But Zachrix looks like he's going to immediately recommit here. Nope, breaking away for now. 120 now out from Grasshopper. Who's that one on? Looks like it's going to be on Chueco. So we're going to go to Tackview so we can see everything that's going on right now. Machine still has his gear down. Still has his gear down. Zachrix now recommitting. Zachrix. His target looks like it's going to be Fortinero. Fortinero, can he see Zachrix? He's turning into him. Zachrix is under 5 miles away. 5.1. There's Zachrix, 120. Off from Fortinero onto Zachrix. Archer also launches a missile onto Machine. Machine needs to defend. Missile, Fortinero, I don't know, he gets away from this. Skimming treetops. Fortinero gets obliterated. Now the missile coming in onto Machine. He gets taken down. Chueco coming into the merge. Chueco launches onto the merge. Missile coming in on Chueco. He's way too high. He's getting caught with his pants down, I think. Chueco diving, trying to get away. Chueco gets hammered. Missile coming in on a Grasshopper. Grasshopper gets taken down, and then Praetorian goes down. 5 kills in 30 seconds. Holy shit. I think we got all of them. 5 kills in 30 seconds. Zachrix took down Fortinero, Archer on Machine, Chueco on Grasshopper, Grasshopper on Chueco, and Archer on Praetorian. Good God. Did that happen quickly? So this is how everything gets started. It gets started with Zachrix up here to the north. Zachrix in this aggression. Watch what happens. He gets this missile launched on him from Machine, defends it, breaks away momentarily, and then does this loop, comes right back in, finds Fortinero, they exchange. Fortinero breaks into the missile. So the missile has enough energy to reach him. Zachrix is able to notch it. Fortinero doesn't trust the notch, goes through it, tries to out-energy it. No way are you going to be able to do that from that close. Archer then launched this 120 onto Machine. No way in hell is Machine going to be able to out-energy anything with his gear down. He gets slammed. Chueco then comes in against Grasshopper in this head-on incursion. They exchange missiles, go down in the trade. Nobody gets into that perfect notch. Ogie and Chueco both go through it. Praetorian then gets hammered by Archer, and that's all she wrote. And then an AIM 54 onto Jack, and Jack able to notch it. Great job there. What a round did that turn out to be? What a round was that one? That was incredible. 5 kills in under 30 seconds. There were 3 kills in 15 seconds. Damn. Congratulations to VTAF for taking that one. Tomorrow's matchup, because we are back tomorrow, is number 15 Battle Axes taking on 343rd Naval Air Group in Diamond 4v4, followed by 404th versus Team What the Fuck in Gold 6v6. So we're going back to Gold. The mayhem, I don't know that I can keep track of everything. I think I did a pretty good job of keeping track of stuff today. I don't think we missed anything, and I didn't need to pause. Applause to me. Woo! But that's when we're going to see it. We'll be back tomorrow, 1600 Zulu, number 15 against 343rd, and 404th against Team What the Fuck. So more SATAL action coming tomorrow at 1600. 100 Zulu. I hope to see all of you there. If you haven't followed us on Twitter, YouTube, and here on Twitch, make sure you do so you don't miss out on any of the action. I usually tweet before any of the matches just to make sure you guys know, and I put the supercut out there if you guys want to see it early. But guys, thanks for joining us. Until next time, stay safe in those virtual skies. Have a good one, and see you guys later.